Bex, what did you do? Come here. No. No.
Apologies, I have been muted this whole time.
Oh.
The technical issue is on my brain this time. I was talking, but only to myself.
I wasn't trying to blow you off, I promise.
That's okay. It's been a while since we've done this, so I'm a little rusty. So that one's entirely on me. I muted myself earlier so I could fiddle with some stuff and then forgot to turn my mic back on. So that one's totally on me, and that's okay. All right.
You can blame Bex. She's a good scapegoat.
I don't think it works that way, though.
She's a bit of an asshole, though.
Okay, so take two on this one.
There we go.
You can always try again, no matter what.
Yep.
Yes. So we have a very cool character being brought back to us tonight. So help me if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Is it Losio-Profer? Is that correct?
Losio-Profer.
Okay, I was close. All right.
Just go full nonsense.
All right. So you have been working to secure a magic item for a family back in Waterdeep. Can you tell us a little bit about how long and how hard you have been working to try to get this item for the family there?
Oh, exceptionally hard. Son, in the exact wrong direction.
Ah. Do you get lost often?
Lost is a very strong word. I was exceptionally confident I was advancing in the right direction.
I see. Well,
that's how you get with the wizard one.
Well, we are headed through Neverwinter Wood today, and it is quite easy to get lost, sidetracked, or distracted, so we'll have to see how things end up going. But, luckily for you, there is a tavern along this road. Unfortunately, the Sword Coast is a land of ancient strongholds where adventurers delve into ruined citadels from long forgotten cultures. And it is a region filled with many dangers, including monsters and snow-capped peaks and alpine forests and lawlessness. But the tavern that you see ahead of you is very much something that could be just the right place for you to rest. And perhaps it will be exactly what you need when you're on your journey here today. The Old Lantern Inn is a lively resting place where an evening promises unpredictability as well as danger. And it's set along the high road just east of the city of Skilled Hands. Here, an encouraging plume of smoke greets patrons eager to stop for a rest. You've been traveling for a while and you're looking forward to a warm bed after trying to reach Waterdeep. Do you decide to rest here at the edge of Neverwinter Wood, or are you going to press on southwards?
How nice does the tavern look like?
Well, it looks like this. It seems a bit rustic on the outside, but it is homey and well cared for despite its age. And that plume of smoke suggests there's something cooking about the fire that could be sustenance in a nice home-cooked meal.
I can't see this screen.
Oh, shoot, it doesn't let you see the pictures on your side?
It says you're hidden from the screen.
Okay, that is very frustrating. Alright, let's see if I can send those over to you very quickly. That way you can see what I see. Okay. That is alright. No big deal. Now we know for next time, too.
Yep. Well, it is not enough what is my quality. My guy also got so arrogant failed in the face of ID. So I'll go into the tavern.
No worries. Entering the main hall of this modest tavern, the scent of good food combined with sweat, blood, sawdust assail your senses. The clatter of tankards, hum of conversation, and strum of a lyre resound throughout this area. Above it all booms the voice of the tavern's owner serving his patrons. As you enter, a female barmaid approaches, offering a menu and a table for you to rest at. What do you do next?
God help me. I suppose it will be you. And it goes to the table. I'm sure that goes over really well with her.
She side-eyes you just ever so slightly, but makes no comment. She does leave you with the menu that includes things like stew, the meat of the day, which I'm sure is not very ominous at all, cheeses and breads, and a selection of various alcoholic beverages.
May I ask the barmaid a question?
Of course. What would you like to ask her?
What is the highest quality food in this so-called establishment?
She would suggest that you get a fine wine to go with your dinner. And if you need a place to stay, they do have a few nice rooms available here at the inn as well.
Well, needless to say, the man the finest room and the finest wine.
She will, of course, bring that over to you. But there may be some others here at this tavern that have other ill intentions for you and whatever magic item you may be carrying with you tonight. And so, let's see if your character can suss out what's really happening here in the tavern. Can you roll me a perception check?
Do I have to?
Are you choosing to fail?
Let me... that...
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I rolled a 19. So, it appears that something a little bit in the shenanigans range will be happening here tonight. So while she's pouring you the wine, you may fail to notice that something else is occurring over at the bar. Or perhaps you do notice, but decide to ignore it. And so, I'm going to also need a Constitution saving throw.
That is 14.
Okay. Well, luckily for you, you can hold your liquor quite well. Unfortunately, it seems that you've accidentally reincarnated several dead rats that were hanging about the tavern. You're not quite sure how you cast this spell simply by drinking alcoholic beverages, but you're quite certain it was you that cast that aura as you feel the magic leaving your own body. And, well, the rats do seem quite friendly and are now following you around.
Perhaps I'm more skilled than I realized. I don't give any credit to mine. I assume it's purely my own
Oh, of
skill.
course.
Now I can go magic.
I'm sure it's quite easy to learn that. Well, the other patrons haven't noticed this just yet, but we'll see how long you can have several rat familiars before more shenanigans erupt.
Is there anyone that looks like the most important person there?
Ah, yes. In fact, something just is about to happen with this most important person. You do notice that a bard has been playing a lyre to the amusement of some nearby patrons. And it seems rumors regarding the establishment's regulars are true. These patrons look quite dangerous. Human males in rough-looking garb joke together, and a pair of well-dressed dwarves whisper over a stack of papers nearby. In a dark corner, you even notice a hooded figure who is playing with a dagger. Suddenly, the mournful ballad transitions to a lively tune. The local patrons cheer as a large, burly human male, wild hair and eyes dancing, expertly wields a longsword against a smaller opponent who parries those attacks with a rusted short sword. Wagers are called by onlookers as the duelists dance about the room. Soon, even you are drawn into the excitement of the bets. And it seems that this burly man is in fact the most important man in the room. Do you place a wager?
Who appears to be the better swordsman?
Ooh. Well, he is quite a large opponent, but he's not particularly dexterous, simply powerful. The smaller swordsman seems like he could be the one to win, but I'll leave it up to you to decide.
I think I may go with the smaller gentleman.
Okay. And what sort of bet would you like to place?
I'm just checking. How much was the wine in it, by the way?
The wine was 2 gold pieces.
So, I'll wait 2 more gold pieces, smaller one.
Okay. Odds or evens?
And I'm going to say a small one.
Okay, of course. The patrons will help you place your bets and keep track of your winnings, should you have any tonight. And to help see how this wager will go, call odds or evens for me.
I'm going to let the dice decide. Evens.
Okay. Lucky you, it's evens, and so you're able to double your winnings, earning back 4 gold pieces.
Well, of course, I am.
So while the smaller bandit may have won the match, it is the burly captain who is the most powerful player in the room tonight, at least for now. And if you know anything about the region, you may recognize him as the bandit captain Griff Calloway. And he runs a small group of robbers and bandits known as the Brandymen. And perhaps if you examine their alcohol, you would know why.
I don't click. It doesn't click at all.
Then it remains a mystery.
I just know I would fail that. I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right.
I'm going to commit to this. I know he's a bandit, right?
Yes.
Well, as a man of the law and honor, I'm going to walk up and demand to know what he's done with the latest round of stolen goods.
He would simply laugh with you with this big, deep bass laugh and want to know what gives you the authority to simply walk up and ask.
Because I'm the law. He's a note.
He might say then, well, I don't place much authority in such official things, but I always place authority in the dice. Are you willing to place your own wager tonight?
Sorry, there's just...
Yeah. I think it's on my end. I think I fixed it.
I'm going to instead demand that he give you the stolen goods.
Unfortunately, he's not one to budge once there's a wager on the table, at least a potential one in his mind. But he is entertained by you and will ask you to come join him once your food is ready. You're welcome to chat with him for a while.
But if kills, I made in some useful information. So I happily follow him over there. Because clearly no one would attack me, a man of the deal.
Of course not. But they may attack someone else. And while you're chatting with them tonight, you notice that there's a scream coming from upstairs. And someone runs down with bloodied hands, shouting about how there's been a murder committed. Do you go to investigate, or do you stay downstairs to chat?
But of course I'm going to investigate and definitely turn my back to the bandits.
Well, racing upstairs, you may notice that a local noble over from Neverwinter has been stabbed. This female noble is splayed face down upon the floor, and there is a dagger in her chest.
Is there any indication of who would have killed her?
Well, that depends on how good your memory is. How about... Go ahead.
It's a +2 to... Should I roll for it?
Sorry. There has been someone else here tonight that has had a dagger. Something very similar to this one. And if you think you recall who that might have been, you're welcome to roll intelligence or history to find out.
I've got +2 to history and +2 to intelligence, so it's possible.
You might remember.
I do not.
Then unfortunately, the dagger looks not at all familiar to you, but you have met several stabby fellows tonight. You never know, maybe those bandits were really involved.
I think the only plausible course of action is to run downstairs and there and email now.
Well,
Do I see the interesting reaction from anyone on announcing that loudly?
if you accuse the bandits, they will definitely be outraged. But they didn't do it, and so they're not immediately threatened by you. Mostly just annoyed and angered that you're accusing anyone of any authority within their group. You may notice, however, that there's a few people missing. That there's a few people missing that weren't there before.
Do I know who, or do I recognize who those people are?
If you look into the darkest corners, you may realize that the person with the hood isn't there anymore.
I definitely don't remember that that person was throwing a knife.
If you check your pockets, you'll also realize the crystal sphere is missing as well.
I'm just trying to think if I would, because I have a -3 to perception. Should I roll to see if I can notice if that man's gone?
Why not?
Oh, a solid 10.
Nice.
Do I
Well,
notice he's gone?
you may remember the person with the hood in the corner. She was definitely playing with a dagger before. But this is not necessarily someone you've met in the past. However, you do recall that there is a series of assassins and thieves for hire who tend to dress in this way and work in the region of Neverwinter.
I think my first thing would be to demand if the barkeep knows who that woman was.
Okay. Well, you definitely have two mysteries on your hands right now. You have that missing crystal, and you have a murder.
Well, I was going to ask the barkeep, do they know who that woman was? But in a haughty French accent. I can't keep that up.
The tavern owner will look over to you. He doesn't take you very seriously at first. But, answering you, he will say that he believes that they are a local assassin and that they sometimes do work in the area. Sometimes he overhears that they're called phoba, fear. But other than that, he doesn't believe they have a name.
I'm going to hold up 5 gold for everyone in the bar, for anyone who can tell me where to go find her.
Upon doing this, you're immediately swarmed by many people trying to help you out. But it's hard to tell if any of their offers for assistance are legitimate. Some say she lives deep in Neverwinter Wood. Others say that she lives way up in a craggy castle. Some in a cave. Others that she was spawned from the rivers themselves. It's hard to say who's being honest.
What does my good friend the Bandit King say?
Griff Calloway will tap you on the shoulder, and he'll say this. Head into the deepest part of Neverwinter Wood. There you will find the lair of the assassin called Phoba. She lives in a craggy castle. At least, she calls it her lair. There you may find her if she stole something from you, but it's more likely that she was hired by someone. It's been pretty muddy tonight. Maybe you'll be able to track her.
Well, obviously I'm going to follow her because clearly I can find her on my own merits. Is there any chance I can do her footprints?
Let's find out. As you head outside, a fine mist has fallen, and so tracking should be pretty easy. If you'd like to check for footprints, roll survival.
Okay. Oh, that's only a -1.
Unfortunately, footprints seem to be pretty scarce. But you do hear wolves howling in the distance, and your knowledge of the area suggests they don't howl at nothing. Maybe they're chasing someone.
Can I follow in that direction?
Absolutely. Following after the wolf's howls, you realize you are coming closer to something. A cloaked figure. And it does seem as if she's trying to get away from someone or something. And perhaps it's you who is following her. What do you do next?
I'm going to charge after. I'm not checking for any of my enemy.
Always wise, of course. All right. Well, she is certainly surprised to see that someone is charging her now in the darkness of Neverwinter Wood. And she's not particularly happy and has more of those daggers. And so she's going to draw them and try to attack. And it looks like we're going to be in initiative. Okay.
I'm not taking armor then.
That's okay. Her stats are pretty crappy. All right.
God help me. Okay, initiative is 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. She rolled a 7, and I was thinking, oh, good. A leg up for our friend here. That's all right. Okay, so she's going to... Hey, it happens. All right, so she's charging you with her dagger. And luckily for you, it is not one of her poison daggers, and she is going to try to hit you with it. Does a 5 hit? I'm guessing no.
No, my armor class is 10. That's enough.
Okay. In which case, she flails wildly and absolutely misses you. In which case, it's now your turn.
Well, I'm gonna mountain dam. I rescue in the and take a swing with my.
Okay.
So that would be. That'd be a 1.
We rolled a 1 for our attack. I am so sorry, Puffer.
This is not going well.
That's okay. We all have moments like that. Excuse me. So, unfortunately, our dear friend is not particularly convinced by your attack and is going to come at you at least one more time with her daggers. Ooh, but once again, she rolls a 2 and badly misses.
Oh, good. So this is a Vulcan battle because I made obviously swing at her again.
Yes.
That's a 15.
Ooh. And we absolutely hit that time. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so this was my scimitar. That's 3 damage.
Very nice. And with this slash to her arm, you've noticed that she's dropped something and it rolls off into the darkness. Seeing that she's lost her prize, she's not particularly keen to stick around, and so she takes this moment to try to run away and disengages. And since it's your turn, you may choose to pursue her or not.
Oh, I want to grapple her.
You're more than welcome to try.
Okay. Does that give you strength?
Yes, please.
That's a 19.
Oh, very nice. Well, she only rolled a 14, in which case you absolutely grapple her. Okay.
Would I be able to use my bit of rope to bind her hands?
You can. Did you knock her to the ground when you did this?
That's what I was gunning for.
Okay. Well, when you did this, you may have heard a bit of a crinkling or cracking sound as she hit the ground. It seems like she has more on her than that sphere that she stole from you. Do you check to see what else she's got in her pockets?
Oh, of course, I need to just go to the sheet. Right, the proper affidavit.
Then let's find out what she's got. She seems to have a painted portrait in her pocket, and it was the glass frame that shattered just a wee bit when she fell. But as you pick it up, you're noticing that the eyes of the painting are following you just a little bit. It's very, very strange.
Is there anything else on her?
Just her daggers. It seems whatever poison she used before has been used up. However, the daggers are quite useful and maybe will help you in the future on your detectiving adventures.
Well, I'm going to seize them as they are clearly illegal blade.
Absolutely contraband and well within your rights.
I'm going to demand who's to.
Okay. Now that she is secured, she did drop that crystal orb off into the darkness. Are you going to go chase after it?
Is it still rolling or did it just roll away?
You heard it thunk off somewhere, but you can't be certain how far it went until you go check.
Well, I'm going to command that she stay where she is, and then go try to find the sphere.
Okay. Well, it doesn't take you very far, but you do find it a few feet away off of the path. And it was in a nice velvet protective pouch, so it isn't damaged, luckily for you. But when you come back, you're noticing that, unfortunately, there was some dangerous wolves out there in the darkness, and they may just start to come for you as well. Do you hustle back, or do you stay out here in Neverwinter Wood?
Oh, I'm staying out here. I need to bury her.
Well, she's quite eager to hustle back, so she's probably going to be pretty compliant. It's not going to be fun to be caught out in the darkness tied up with wolves after all. So any questions you ask, she's going to be eager to answer them.
Well, like who sent her?
She'll answer that there's a rival family that also wants this rare crystal, and she was hired to try to retrieve it from you.
Do I believe her?
She doesn't have a reason to lie, but whether or not you believe her is up to you.
I hate to do this to myself. Should I roll this and check to see if I'm a complete idiot about this?
You're welcome to if you want to. But she's definitely not lying.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. It sounds like you're indecisive.
My second question is, why did she murder the woman?
She will say something along the lines of, sometimes you have to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. If you get lucky and can complete 2 jobs at once, why not just save the effort and do it?
I'm gonna ask again. Not answering my question. Why did you kill her?
Because I was hired to do so. Isn't that what all assassins do? It's not like we kill for pleasure. We're not cats, after all.
Well, if that's the way you wish to be, I just leave you out here bound. Does that listener tell a little more information?
She may share that there is a special message board in certain areas of certain cities where assassins like her can find work. But whether or not her patrons choose to be anonymous is entirely their own prerogative. She may not be able to provide you with all of the answers. She might only be able to tell you that she was hired to complete certain tasks.
Well, I think I've gotten everything there to get out of her. Can I start dragging her back to the inn?
Yes, you're welcome to drag this female assassin through the woods.
I'm definitely dragging you by your feet so she's bumping your head on every prey on the way back.
That's a great way to get a lifetime enemy.
Wisdom -3. Gotta roll with it.
Okay. Well, back at the tavern, you've noticed that those bandits have dispersed for the evening to go back to wherever it is that they go, wherever it is they lay their heads. But the tavern owner doesn't really blink an eye when you come in with an assassin bound, gagged, and being dragged about by her feet. He does offer you once again the best guest bedroom if you decide to stay the night. And at least for now, no more shenanigans.
Does he have any chain?
Tape? Like duct tape?
No, chain.
Chain. He does not have chains. I'm afraid that's a little outside of his purview. But he can offer you extra lengths of rope.
I'll take it, buy that from him.
He will offer it to you free of charge, muttering something about, it's just hempen rope.
Can I try to secure her bindings a little more, or a little better?
Absolutely. It's just a free action.
Okay. I do that. And can I drag her up to the nice room?
Yes. Perhaps with a few side eyes from whatever patrons are left in the room. But they don't make any comments about your lifestyle choices.
Can I please drag her upstairs?
Yes. How strong are you?
Yep. About that. That's a straight 10.
Well, she may or may not be conscious by the time you finally get her up the stairs. Her noggin may be a little bit bonked by the time we're up there.
Well, too bad it's one him.
Touche.
Can I like tie her to the dress or something?
Yes, you can tie her up wherever you would like to.
Definitely do the dresser.
Okay.
And
do you choose to...
else
No, go ahead.
Is there anything else we could do?
Well, do you choose to stay awake and guard her, or do you choose to sleep?
Oh, I sleep.
Okay.
She's unconscious.
In which case, I'm sorry to say that she has escaped by morning, but she leaves you a note explaining the exact properties of the crystal that you have stolen. noting that it is quite a rare object and perhaps maybe not something that you should be just leaving lying around to any old person that has certain powers in Waterdeep. And she will warn you that perhaps it's a bit more than it first appears. And it is indeed something a bit special because it's a cat's eye crystal. And this small gemstone can give you certain abilities while attuned to it, including dark vision and advantage on wisdom or perception checks that rely on sight, provided that the sphere remains within your grasp.
That's an awful lot of words. I shrug and put the note in the trash.
And thus we will never know for sure if our dear friend found the crystal magicked to be like a panther.
I noticed that it has me beat or look good, but then I throw it away. Because I'm hired by the duly constituted authority.
Nice.
Do I have an opportunity to pay the tavern keeper?
Yes, you're welcome to pay them on your way out. And as far as we've ever heard, the rest of your journey to Waterdeep is uneventful. But you'll have to decide, do you turn over the cat's eye crystal to that powerful family in Waterdeep?
Hang on. Can I roll a d20 if it's over 10? Yes, if it's under 10, no?
Sure, why not?
You got it. Natural 20, so I hand it over.
Okay. And as far as you've ever heard, there were no consequences to your actions. Yet.
I'm just curious, did I ever notice I never collected my winnings from that gambling game or thing?
Sorry, say it again. Were there any what to the gambling?
I never collected my winnings.
Well, you won 4 gold, so they gave the money back to you.
Oh, I thought I never collected it because I ran out.
So from what I understand about how, because I don't gamble, maybe someone can correct me, but what I understand is they only take the money if you lose. So like if you gamble to whatever, like you're putting it in the pot, but then you pay it if you lose, but if you win, you get double that back. Isn't that correct?
I'm not sure, I'm just...
Well, it's how it works today, okay? We're rewriting the laws here. Alright.
Do I ever get assassinated? That's horribly abused?
Well, we don't know if she ever succeeds. You're sitting here today, so I'm assuming she hasn't succeeded yet.
Good, I created an idea for my totally not character.
We just created your own backstory. Complete. With villain.
Hopefully that wasn't too much chaos from for your
No. I planned out the chaos. I was anticipating there would be more chaos. So I was prepared. what
You
more
had a nice
chaos was planned?
that I could follow.
Okay, so I was prepared for what would happen if we came to the cabin and you were just like, no, I'm gonna walk through the woods in the middle of the night. And I was like, okay, so I have like a whole rollable table of what can happen in the middle of the night in Neverwinter Wood. And then I was like, okay, so what happens if the noble gets stabbed, but you're like, whatever, I don't care. So then I had like a table of what could happen if we decided to stay in the tavern the whole time and like didn't care that she got murdered or your item got stolen or anything else happened. Like I was ready for any choice just in case. We had options.
I made my guys' equipment completely empty because I didn't think you'd have that kind of foresight.
We've learned, okay, from Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Always be prepared.
Oh, I made my guy horribly unprepared. All he had was money.
Yeah, we were
Thank
ready.
you for making it a little harder to kill him.
But next time, we'll give him like a fancy vest or something. I like.
So you got his badge for this?
A special badge that when you tap it becomes a shield. Oh no, I broke Patrick.
No, I'm just thinking of ways I before we misunderstand that. I won't use it in combat, I will always pop it out so I have a bigger badge to show people.
This is how bad jokes start.
Yes. I warned you my guy was intelligent, but could not make the right decision.
We're horrible.
I thought you were going to make him get killed by the band and just be a cocky asshole to them.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It was a mercy slaying when I killed the noblewoman because I knew if I let you go with Griff Calloway too long, he would absolutely have killed you.
Oh, I was going to try to arrest him if you hadn't had a mill, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Unfortunately, murder's higher rank robbery.
Can you still arrest him if you're a spirit? I want to know how that works.
Oh, it'd be a haunting. I guess keep falling and trying to arrest him. He'd try to turn himself into sheer annoyance at a certain point.
I like that. That's awesome. That would make a really good side quest.
Roll for how many years it takes to annoy him in this mission.
Yes, exactly. The downfall of Griff Calloway.
You're still under arrest. Go to hell. Under arrest.
Nice.
I'd get that costume as
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Aw.
rough. My constitution was a 7, my wisdom was a 4.
Your wisdom was a 4?
Yep.
How do you even roll a 4 when you're doing an array?
I straight up rolled or made it lower.
That's how.
Like I said, horrible wisdom. I was committing to that. Yeah.
Okay.
2 10s were average. Con was bad, smart, and charismatic.
Well, it works for him. But we have to tell everyone the inspiration for this character. Like we've dropped a lot of hints. Yes. I love that though.
I may have watched Revenge of the Pink Panther before I started.
Really? Did you go back?
Yep.
I love the old TV shows. Those are some of my favorites.
Peter Sellers movies were my favorite as a kid.
We watched a lot of those growing up. I do not like the new ones, personally. But that's just me.
Steve Martin tried.
Did he, though?
Well, look who he had to follow in the footsteps of.
That's fair. That's kind of like following what's his name in Superman. I can never remember his name. From like the 70s or 80s.
He got that injury that left him disabled.
Yeah.
Okay, this is fucking easy. I just remember this episode and how horrible that was. Christopher Reeve.
Yes, him.
Well, look on the bright side, at least he's the most annoying voice I've mastered.
Yes.
Do you like South Park?
Do
you like South Park?
I have not watched any of South Park yet. So I have no opinions.
I figured out how to do this annoying voice on there to screw people.
I've heard it. That does sound annoying. Is that really what it sounds like?
Yeah, it's Tally.
But why?
Well, maybe because that's how people do that voice for real. Play funky guitar. And I know that's not a voice that come out of my mouth. That's how I punish my players. They're annoying. I start doing everything in his voice.
Oh.
That's
unfortunate for them.
It's a good way to display my displeasure without actually hurting them.
Okay. I can be very bitchy to my players. For example, if they decide they're going to walk into a room and do perception, I'll suddenly decide it's a different role. Like, oh, you wanted to investigate that drawer? No, sorry, honey, it's now perception.
What do you make it?
Yeah.
Please tell me you do it. Going in the drawers and
Because I just like it when we're describing what we're doing instead of just being like, I'm going to roll whatever. So I can sometimes
hopefully I won't have asking for rolls just to screw the so over.
Yeah. I like rolling dice too, but why make it hard on yourself? Don't let them decide.
Necessary.
Yeah, sometimes it is necessary, and sometimes it's helpful just to help yourself decide. So if it's just like I need to decide this thing, can I roll a dice really quick? I'm like, yeah, whatever. Odds or evens, I don't care. Do what you gotta do. But other times I'm just kind of like, okay guys, like I literally could have just told you the answer, and now you're gonna make it hard on yourselves.
Yeah, most characters are built with the intention of making them miserable.
Yeah. But every now and again, it's fun.
Definitely. Because I couldn't stand an entire campaign of this character.
Yeah, that's fair. That would get hard after a while. Need some growth.
Oh, there's a good... Yeah. Oh, there's a good choice you made here. I am obligated to choose wrong.
Yes.
You said you had a lore thing?
Yeah, do you want to explore some lore questions with us? And anyone in the chat is welcome to ask questions too. Okay, let's do... Well, I know the answer to this, but I don't know if anyone else does. What race is your character?
Oh, the arrogant human.
Yeah, that one's kind of cool. Most of us want to play like something wild and crazy, or like pixie or satyr or something. But I always think it's fun when we just kind of go back to like the old school and like make it basic, because then you can do all kinds of other crazy stuff, which is kind of interesting.
And let's be honest, the human has some interesting little thoughts too.
Totally. Each race definitely does, so don't count the humans out just yet. We got cool stuff going on. Okay.
I think the human elf hybrids are kind of unfair, though, with the dark vision advantage.
Yeah, that's true. Although it can kind of depend on the campaign as well.
Yeah, it's always fun to do black because dark vision won't get you anything when there's no light.
Yeah. Like, how do you solve that problem? I want to know how the character would do that. But I'm also curious, question number 2. How did you name your character? I know that you kind of twisted the name from something, but how did you get that particular arrangement of letters? Were you going like after sounds, or did you just kind of like shuffle letters around? How did you decide on that particular name?
So the first name was just shuffling the letters around.
Okay.
Until it came back as Old French. And then Krufel is actually Krufel in German or investigator.
Nice. That is cool.
But that still sounds vaguely French if we pronounce it wrong.
Yeah. I was wondering if maybe prefer was Dutch or something along those lines. I've been reading Agatha Christie lately, and Hercule Poirot is pronounced a little similarly to that. And so I was wondering if maybe it came from similar. So German, that kind of makes sense because Dutch and German share a lot of borrow words.
Oh, trust me, my Dutch emphasize that quite a bit.
Okay. Does your character have any family, living or deceased?
I feel like he has no other siblings, has great only child behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he has parents who definitely leave the points.
That makes sense. Okay. Now, if we've watched the television series, we kind of already know what maybe this question would be, but I'm curious about fantasy only. So does your character have any unique features? Maybe physical features, personality features, maybe we've guessed a few tonight, or it even could be things that they wear, a cloak, a hat, a magic item that they always carry with them. So what unique features would your character have in a game?
The one I wanted to figure out a way to factor is the exceptional luck that he has. Because that's his only saving grace, or that and it's exclusive, he doesn't die because he's lucked out. He doesn't wear any armor because armor for the wussies is how he would probably phrase it. I wanted him to deliberately have no benefit. If he doesn't have any magic items, I thought your art was great. Because it looks pretentious, it gives him no assets. only that level to prevail.
I did consider his personality a little bit when I was throwing that one in there.
Yeah, I was trying to think of some armor, and yours was way better than what I was thinking of. Sorry, my dog just walked up me confusingly.
Vex, is that you back there?
Come here, Vex. Oh, don't be a jerk.
Patrick has the most adorable dog.
Oh, she's mad at me.
Oh, look who's a cutie.
Yes, fine.
Aww.
Affectionate, but not awful.
The best pets are.
Yep. And did you confused by what's going on here?
I promise you can have your daddy back soon.
Any other questions?
Well, those are all our questions for tonight. I hope you had a lot of fun. I had really a lot of fun hanging out with you and exploring your character. Definitely gave me some fun challenges to solve.
I know you don't like chaos.
I like controlled chaos.
Chaos.
Well, this was a good kind of chaos, and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, until next time, we will see who is here in 2 weeks for our next Tales of Adventure. Unfortunately, I'm still trying to figure that part out, but as soon as I know, I will let everyone know what's going on with our next story. Thank you again to Patrick and to Vex, who got to say hi there for a couple of minutes. And until next time, I hope everyone has a lovely and amazing weekend. Bye, everybody.